Y'all hear me? Can you hear me now? I was on the phone. Can you hear me? Because I just checked my volume and my volume is up. This is crazy. Now you can? Probably because I was on the phone asking my friend to check it and they said no. Can you hear me now? Hopefully the other video saved. Okay, probably because I was talking on the phone, trying to get a friend of mine to check to see could they see my page. You know what? Please, now you all cannot say anything to me about a fucking phone, okay? Because I did what you said. I got a new phone. I'm on the new phone. I'm sure you can see it because everything looks clearer. I got a new phone to replace the old phone. So now you're gonna get me a new phone to replace the new phone, okay? To back it up, I didn't do anything. This is a new phone, and you're saying it's still going out and doing shit like that. So can somebody look? Because I don't want to try to do it at this point. I don't know if I can look and see if the video that just froze and blocked me out, like this has happened since I've had this new phone. Y'all seen this shit before. I know it's energy. I don't know what it's about, but I know it's energy. Clearly somebody doesn't like my reading or some entity doesn't like my reading. Can you see if the other one I just did that I finally was able to come out of? I hope I did. I hope it's not still going. Can you see if that video is up or is it erased? I don't know. And I don't want to try to do it with the live. So I guess that means I'm not going to stay on here too long. Um, No, it's not fine because I don't know if that other one, oh boy, that I just did. I was really enjoying what I was trying to tell y'all. I love the other side and the things that Nipsey, it won't play. Okay, that he was trying to teach me. Okay, but that's fine. My name is Alexyss. You see that? My name is Alexyss K. Tylor. I am a psychic medium and I do tarot. I speak to people that are physically dead yet still alive. And see, I didn't even erase it. That that move, speak to me here and move to the other side and come back. That's you know what? That's I probably shouldn't have done this then because I couldn't turn it off, but it let me start a new live. So if you can see me, I'll just do this quickly and get out. I guess I'm going to have to come back because this is another segment that Nipsey still wants to talk about for the Halloween segment, even though it's November 1st. But I look back at my dates at November 1st, 2020. I was still doing a reading for him. Thank you. Hit the like button and share, please. And I love your comments. You're so informative. You're so intelligent. Y'all are very deep and very spiritual. So I love your feedback. I love your comments. I love your questions. I love your views. I learned so much from you, as you say you learn from me. Let me tell you, I was listening to Nipsey today, and what bothered me is I still go back. I want to catch things. There's so many moving parts here. He knew so many people. He was so busy. He was constantly on the go. He was constantly writing. He was constantly creating. We know he had unreleased music. Some of it has been released. We know that basically he had music deals and was traveling all around the world as a very young man, as a teenager. So there were a lot of moving parts and a lot of people in his life and in his business. I don't know how many record deals he had before he finally got to the one that was under Jay-Z Rock Nation Management with Atlantic, and under Big Lucifer that was managing him. But I knew that was a lot. He knew a lot of people. And we were talking about that because, as I told you last night, and I've said it for people that have followed me for a while, how a woman found me and said the spirits told her to contact me. That was Tuesday, March 26th. You can check it on the calendars in March to see if I'm correct. March 26th, 2019, like 5 days leading up to his assassination that Sunday. She contacted me Tuesday. He was shot down that Sunday in the same week. And I argued with her about doing the reading. And I went, it didn't leave my mind all night. I've constantly thought about that day and why they picked me on that day and why she called me on that day, like the spirits told her, and what the spirits know that I don't about that day. What was going on that day. And thank you, Beth. And so I started to look at the day with him, and I said, Nipsey, what was going on that day? Um, Thank you, Kennedy. and 808 Street. And when I started to look at some of it, let me tell you a little bit of it. I wrote it, but I'm not going to try to read it because I see everything's tripping. So when I looked at him that day, and when I asked the cards about him that day, what I do see when I looked at the cards, the high priestess was in play. Somebody sneaky, very secretive into the occult, a reader, a seer, black magic, the arts, was around him or had been speaking to him. He was arguing with women, and one of these was his baby's mother, a baby mother. And let me tell you something weird that I'm learning to see from people. And it's just like I saw. He was arguing and fighting with two groups of people. This is him. He comes up as the King of Swords. He's a fire sign, a Leo. He was arguing with two groups of people. They were around this woman. And there's a couple other women that come up here, like the high priestess here. He was arguing with a woman who was very emotional about him and was very upset about him. What is beside her is this. So she's a drinker. She is drunk. And at this point, he didn't want to deal with her anymore. He wanted to divorce himself and walk away from this. And she's also a sex addict, addicted to him sexually and addicted to drugs and alcohol, drinking, likes to fuck him, but is very obsessed with him and possessive of him and doesn't want him fucking anybody else. Hi, Carol. They were arguing and fighting, along with two groups were arguing and fighting with him, the King of Wands, that day. She can be intuitive. She can be very deep with her emotions. She holds things. She held this against him, and there was a lot of pain. There was a lot of intensity and heated, intense fighting and arguing and bullying, trying to intimidate him, along with other people trying to intimidate him. And what he told me, this was something to do with the record label and former management. The women, for some reason, he's saying to me, I didn't see it all in the cards. I wrote it as I heard him say. Some of these women and his baby mothers, more than one baby mother, but definitely the ones we've been talking about, were tied to Big Lucifer. And we're talking to him and discussing setting Nipsey up. There was also a New York connection. And I would say this was dealing with stocks, stock exchanges, contracts, Bitcoin, construction, real estate, record deals, and insurance policies, death insurance policies, cashing in, adding up the debt, cashing in, because he showed me he was under maybe 5 different contracts with different people. I see a minimum of 5 contracts, and his brother Black Sam worked with him and was tied to a couple of those deals. And when I'm saying that right now, I see Puma and the Puma jet, like the actual Puma tiger on the top, the Puma jet. I see him and his brother, and that jet comes up. So it's deals also tied to Puma and the clothes, which would also go back to his Rock Nation management, and tied to Atlantic. I literally see, like he said with her in the first reading on Halloween a few days ago, with her, this is about contracts and cashing in and cashing out on contracts and money that she takes from him and his estate, and then using to get more. Anything I can get, all I can get, I want. Everything I can get from him, I deserve it. I owe. It's never enough. Taking as many millions as she can for the future. I'm going to stock up. I'm going to cash in. I'm going to cash out. I'm going to get the bag at this man's expense. They were literally tallying up contracts. What are the losses? How much we spent on him? What's the album doing? What's the projected value? What's the projected net? Projected growth? What's the insurance policy? And it was, I hate to say this, and I'm willing to be wrong about this. This is all alleged, what I see in the spirit and for entertainment purposes only. There was a big buzz around this man's death, A lot of excitement. A lot of people were excited. Yeah, and you know that that's first they got that Nipsey was getting ready to build on the Marathon property in the black community. And he was a part of the Buy Back the Block with David Gross, who was a part owner in Nipsey's Marathon. I'm sure T.I. was too. They stole this shit from this man. And there's a video when I said that he was called to a meeting at the store and it was blood inside of the Marathon store. And people said I was crazy and I was lying. But then when this first happened to Nipsey, T.I. was in the store at the Marathon holding his phone, hi Tiffany, showing that he was buying it to support the store. You're not really supporting the store because you already got your checks. You are cashing out and the baby mama cashing out. Y'all have set motherfuckers up like this before. And you're doing it now. We just don't know who it is. But this is what you all do. Set motherfuckers up. Send a sick a bitch on them that they would like. Or how they would fucking like it. And whatever else they like on the low. And then get them in contracts. Get a baby on them if you can. If that's what they fucking looking for. Get your hand inside their record deals. Their contracts and shit. Next thing, some real bad, violent shit or mob of motherfuckers is drawed their way. The nigga dead. Goddamn nigga shot down and shot out. There's usually some shit like that. In public, very intense, very violent to drive the pity, the pain, the fear, the gas of disbelief of the masses so you can then pull, the demonic entities can pull off of the energy of the grief and get power from that and then bye and you get the money that they buying everything of that artist that was brutally gunned down and then y'all stuff y'all pocket and y'all going to the next fucking victim and then y'all get that insurance policy check you have on all of your goddamn artists. See, this is saying it was a buzz in the air that whole week and clearly his higher self and his guardians told that lady to find me and talk to me to make me look at it. She wanted to look at that day, March 26, 2019, that Tuesday. And that's when I was saying, I said, no, because it's a flat line on this. And it's not on her, it's on him. And I said, oh, shit. And I said, this is not feeling right. He's like this. Bzzz, like in the hospital. There's no heartbeat. It's a flat line. That's what I saw. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If I count Tuesday, that's 6 days from the day she contacted me because it was March 31st, 2019. Within days of her coming and asking me, please do this for me. I need you to look at Nipsey. He's telling me not only is that happening, he's fighting with different groups. He's being threatened by the baby mama, not both of them. One of them, then this group of people, he said they're fighting about rights, royalties, what you owe me, about that DJ count, that video thing, and said that he handled that wrong, and you're supposed to use some like his payments. But he was already paying his payments. And he was like, I'm not going to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. They were arguing about that. And things going on in the store. And he also showed me there's a convicted felon that was working inside of the store that was a part of this. And that was outside of the store that was part of this. Dealing with the phone line telecommunications. So there will be the cell phone plates that I've always told you bothered me. And T-Mobile, which he was a part owner of that, or he might have been a distributor or something. Nipsey was involved with that store. It was them in there. And I saw Nipsey had several phones, if not one or two. The baby mama is sneaky and treacherous as hell, like I have said. Allegedly in the spirit, she was taunting him or threatening him or arguing him, but it was for another phone that nobody knows about and you can't trace. She's real slick and crafty like that, real cunning and sneaky, devilish like that. So you could never, you always see her as a good girl next door, but she's not. He's showing me that. It was people, this was a corporate, people corporately on high were excited about this because they were getting ready to murder this man and make a whole bunch of money. Millions of dollars of people on corporate level, business people, managers, business partners that were tied to Nipsey were getting ready to eat and make a lot of money off of him And I keep seeing it's someone that was also tied to real estate and dealings in New York, as well as Atlanta. One of these people was a dirty South nigga, and we know who that is. The one who Shawty Low said is the snitch. Bankhead, you from Bankhead? It must be too far. Dun 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 dun. Mention Bankhead and then nodded me. You know who I'm talking about. The one got the new building, apartment building in the hood. I want to go nowhere near. They don't tell her what kind of demons and what kind of curse been put on there, what been planted underneath, or what head been planted underneath there to bring wealth and success to them and curse whoever fucking in that energy. I guess pick somebody else the damn drug. Because this is what they do. Masters of deception. Thank you, Incognito. Not innocent at all. She's all part of that and the nigga from the dirty South. They've been friends for years. They've been scheming and scamming for years. They taught her and they protect her in the dirty shit. So you can't see her and they have her, you going in, you do this, you said that, and then we're going to cover you. We're going to handle the strong arm shit so nobody ever know you was in this shit. We're going to protect you, and whatever you do or get caught up in, we're going to get you out of it. And we're going to have that shit sealed to cover that shit up. So nobody don't even know you was in that motherfucker shit. Yeah, he's an informer, goddammit. There was somebody else up there with some Chinese damn house shoes on. Or some Chinese damn flip-flops. You know them Chinese house shoes we used to love in the hood and get them from the beauty supply store? Them real pretty Chinese house shoes. But this, like a Chinese bitch that got them flip-flop on. I see her toe out and painted. Real clean painted. With some damn flip-flop on. But they were some Chinese style flip-flop. Goddamn it. Coming in inside of the damn tropical fish store. So I don't know, can y'all tell me, y'all, like this? Is it one tropical fish store by the marathon, or is it two tropical fish? Keep bringing up the fish shop. And there's a nigga in the fish shop, dark skinned. Like I done seen him walking back there in that building. When that shit was happening, he got some red tennis shoe on. But the shoe looked like a orangey red like tennis shoe. I don't know, is that a Nike symbol on the shoe? Some kind of white. The shoe look either they bright orange with an orangey red. Bright red, look orange and shit. With a white bottom. And got some type of white symbols. I don't know if that's a... Is that Puma shoe he got on? They real bright neon almost like to me. He's up there at the marathon. That boy got shot. But he went around the other side of the building. I see him by that fish store. Is it one tropical store? I'm sorry, baby, but I'm concerned. It's not orange. Goddamn it, orange. It's either orange, red, reddish orange, or goddamn bright orange. That's right, baby. I make no apologies for being hood as a motherfucker. Orange might be orange to you. Goddamn it, it's orange to me, this motherfucker. Goddamn it. Like a reddish orange. Real fucking bright, a neon light with white. A white symbol on the side of it. And the white heel on these tennis shoes. A dark-skinned nigga. Kind of nigga thick, like. Thick. Like thick around the middle, like, you know. Okay. You see I'm from the South, too. Y'all know. Yeah, Ocean View. Yeah. You know, I know I got to work on my pronunciation and shit. And, you know. But I'm bilingual, goddammit. I know how to speak correct English, and then I speak Ebonic and a little tinge of Spanish, goddammit. So you know, that's good to be able to speak fluently different styles and shit, different goddamn language. We're big in the Ebonic in this goddamn bitch. I'm doing Ebonic reading, this motherfucker. Tell you, they look hot. Real bright like an orange or orangey red. Okay. He had been cruising around or surveying the marathon before, you know what's coming to me? It kind of reminds me of that shoe. That shoe, the boy was standing there. If that was Nipsey's body, when he was shot, bleeding out the back of his head. For some reason, that looked like He was round now at the damn tropical fish store where they have them big ass damn goldfishes. It look like they own dope. Them niggas look like they own steroids, goddamn. Round there by the marathon. So that's why I said, is it for y'all that know? Is it one fish store in a marathon, or is it two? Or is it two doors, you know, like one way in and you go around the corner or something, a highway and another way out, like two doors to the same store? Or is it two stores with the fish shop? Because he keep taking me around them tropical fish store. And I want to, do they do nails in that area? Because I seen the Chinese lady's feet. She had some real pretty feet, like the skin and that crust on them. That was all shaved off, smooth like a baby ass. Real nice toenail. Had her toes manicured and painted. Had these damn Chinese ass house shoes, or these they more like some Chinese flip flop with that funny looking ass heel on it. Y'all could tell me if you seen anything like that there. Whether they got a nail shop nearby there. Fish, Pisces, vesicle, NIPSEY remind me of the Christ figure. Yes, but it's also a fish shop there. I've seen the fish shop with the gigantic koi fishes that look like big goldfishes. They real damn fat, like somebody pumps them with them rods. And it's a nail shop I seen close by there. And somebody can tell me with some Chinese, with some feet. She got real pretty feet with them shoes with the nail, the sliding between your toes. But she said they got nail shop. Thank you. Oh, yes, in my section. Yeah. That day, he said, Lord Jesus, this is what I learned too from talking to NIPSEY and reading people that physically, their bodies physically die. They may not know that's going to happen. I'm telling you, NIPSEY knew because he had been getting threats. And I'm still telling you now, November the 1st, 2021, like I told you with the very first reading that I did when he was shot, March 31st, 2019, which I still said March 30th, that's Saturday. Early over in that morning. Crack a donut for you goddamn youngin', bitch. Y'all did this to that boy. See, I said after that, and I released it a few days later, early April. He told me it was inside, it was corporate, it was business partners. He said, right now, I'm laying in the morgue. My body not even cold. They in there picking all of my earnings, my property, my money, everything apart and splitting my shit, dismantling my shit like a jigsaw puzzle, trying to act like I don't even exist. He did not call out another group of people. Thank you for your donations, everybody, and your love and support. He did, because I can't do this without you. Because y'all know I don't get paid anything from YouTube. You don't see any commercial stream because they will not approve my channel, okay? So everything you do and get anything from me on the side and get private reading, that, thank you, baby. They got the nail section. Thank you for confirming that, because you keep showing me that there's some niggas was tied to it around there at that damn nail shop. God damn it. He told me, he never said it was blood, 8 trade. He didn't say, he never called out another gang that was over this shit. Even though some other gang members that he worked it with and dealt with in that store that were convicted felon. He showed me up there to above that store. It was wide for sound like a motherfucker. All type of cameras around that area, that radius within a certain block. It was lit like a motherfucker with cameras, microphone up on them damn poles around them wild. And they had the satellite because 2 of them goddamn boys that was in there working. He showed me one of them had an ankle bracelet on his damn leg. Huh? You hear me? Actually seen 2 boys that deal with them damn ankle monitors. Because I see that plane or whatever they satellite that they got up there to track them to know where the fuck they was. But you know, I guess there's so many niggas out there in Cali And I don't know if they're probation, parole, or they got the ankle monitor on them. I guess they can't keep up with everybody. So they don't know where everybody is. I see the police, I see the sheriff department, I see the feds. They still in this here. And they did not intervene. They watched it. They watched the shit. The only way you schedule a reading with me is you must send your face picture where I see your whole damn eyes. And see your whole damn face and the whole eyes and face of the person you want to ask me about with your exact question to be considered for a reading. Not to get one. So I'm very busy. And I get tired of dealing with drama with people, so I don't take everybody's reading. I must see your face and your whole eyeballs, goddammit. And your exact question. I don't do general readings. Oh, which state I need to move to? Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, or NYC? Tell me that. Because I think I want to sell some pussy out of state. So which area would be the best to sell my damn? See, I don't answer shit like that. Now, if you selling pussy already, goddammit, and you got clients in them goddamn area, and you want to go in and prove it in the area, I can answer that, goddammit. I can answer that. But you don't know none, you ain't been there, you ain't interviewed, you ain't sucked no dick, you ain't been over and clapped your ass cheek or stripped there in no script club up there nowhere to get no report. You don't know nobody in the goddamn city or in the motherfucking state. Do not strip. Should you go there, because you have not done your homework fucky and sucky in that goddamn area. See, go to another psychic for that, because that's vague for me. And usually I know, because when I ran them before, have you been there? No. Have you, spent a few days or weekend there? No. Do you know an area there where you got a job there? No. Have you been interviewing and looking for work in that area? No. Do you have any friends or family? No. See, God damn it was a no for me, dog. I'm going to pass on it, dog. You cannot get on American Idol, dog. It's a no for me. That's why I like to see you first, because I'm not with no fuck shit. Because people want to play with you and take you through game and shit. They don't have to be deep question, baby, Jamila. They don't have to be deep question. That's not what I'm saying. Like I just said about that. People come to me that's gay. Niggas ask about niggas. Bitches ask about bitches. Bitches ask about bitch and nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of that, okay? I don't give a fuck that you got a cowgirl. You's a prostitute. You like to sucky. Me so honey. Me so honey. Me love. I don't give a fuck. That's a part of life. But be specific with the fucky and sucky. If you asking me, goddammit, I'm a hoe. I like to fuck. I be fucking in the tri-state area. And I got a lot of good clients up there. But I live in Atlanta and I'm not sure if I want to relocate. Do you make more money there than here? Yeah, I do. Okay, see, I can talk about that. Because you already got a track record there. See, that's something more, goddammit, concrete that I could roll with, because you open up your pussy and you sells it down to the white meat up in the tri-state. See, you see what I'm saying? I can fuck with that because you're giving me something to go on. That's the meat of the situation. Lord, I didn't mean that, dick and pussy meat. You giving me something, goddammit, and you done did your fucking homework. I don't know who Gwendolyn Chestnut is, but I don't even give a fuck if she's a hoe. If she want to get a reading from me, if she just come out and said, look, I'm a hoe and I sell my pussy and I want to sell it in this particular area. Hey, let me see your picture and you tell me you got the address and shit or area. Here's the area I want to go in. Here's the building I want to go in. Here's the house I'm thinking about. I said, give me the address. I read houses. I read property. So when people come to me like that, I don't give a fuck what you do. As long as you don't deal with no children and shit, I don't want to hear that. Now, if you are a consenting adult, you grown, you got them sell some PUSSY, you sell some DICK, it doesn't matter to me. As long as you don't lie to me. I don't like to deal with liars. Long as that right there, I don't judge that kind of shit. Just be specific with your hold up, goddammit. And I know it's you good, it's your sucky. Because you'll be real popular in the era that you said you works in. Because everybody loves a good dick sucker. They usually come back and see them regular. Especially if they can move their teeth out, you know. They like that gummy head. I'm surprised how many young niggas like that. Anyway, fuck that shit. I'm moving on. But baby, whoever you is, that's how you get a reading. From me. Because I don't like my time wasted. Because I don't talk to people. Oh, I don't know where I'm going to go. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, I don't want to fuck this nigga. Oh, I want this nigga to leave me alone. Oh, he done went upside my head. But oh, I still love the nigga. Oh, I want to stay. Oh, I want to go. See, I ain't got time for this. I don't have the patience for that shit. Oh, I like the way he fucked me in my ass. Oh, ain't nobody never did that before. But oh, I don't want to be with him no more. Oh, I think I'm going to go back up. And I'm just be like, is this fucker high? Then they come out with, you know, sometimes I do drug. Oh, oh, that's why you writing them questions fucked up and uneven and vague. And I don't understand the fuck you. Okay, then you go on the phone and shit more damn confusing. See, I already go through enough with NIPSEY and these spirits and shit up here. I ain't got the time for no more shit to get on the phone. The motherfucker taking me around in circles. Then want to attack me when you really weren't helpful and you're very rude. You don't know what you want. You don't know who you want. Right now you say you want the nigga. 5 minutes later you don't want the nigga. 3 minutes later you like the way the nigga fuck you all in the ass. 10 more minutes from now, fuck him, he ain't shit. Then you telling me you fucking a bitch. He fucking a bitch. Y'all done got to fighting. She at your house, you at her. I mean, the shit gets so goddamn convoluted. Thank you for the donation, Chris. So twisted. And because I don't want to go for it, and I'm like, bitch, standing vagina power, goddammit, or standing asshole power, where the fuck you at? Because you say you turned out more on the dick in your anal rectal cavity, he fucking the lining out of that, goddammit, than you is in your pussy and motherfucking mouth. And I'm rude because I'm saying, look, you need to get your motherfucking self together, goddamn, because this shit, bitch, you all over the motherfucking place. Now, I'm the bad guy because I don't want to sit there. Hell, I would need some heroin or something just to talk to the bitch and get relaxed. Well, at this shit seem logical to me that's illogical damn a motherfucker. So, you know what? Let me get off this. I'm sorry, baby, if I took too long to answer your question, goddammit. But I want to make sure I was detailed and really descript with this shit instead of non-descript like some of these motherfuckers come to me and I have to turn them away, okay? And I don't, I'm sorry, but that's how you get a ring, baby. You said I need the therapy, that I'm fucked up. Because I don't want to skip down like I'm Alice and goddamn Wonderland, that nondescript ass shit. And they want me to go with this shit because you got some money. Nah. There's plenty of people you can get that you can just book a reading. Anybody can book it. And then y'all be unsatisfied with them. Because they booking readings. They're so busy and they don't get to tell you all the details. But they're booking reading. I can't win with y'all. So that's why I've learned to be very careful. I like very to the point readings. I like to get to the point. I like women that know what they want. I like men that know what they want, and they're very clear with me. I'm clear with them, and it's like, okay, I can do this. Okay? So that's how you get a reading, baby. I'm sorry, goddammit. That's good. She's coming out with another movie. That's wonderful. That's wonderful that they're selling out dear. Because she sold someone out to get those deals because that wasn't happening before in her life, honey. So if y'all admire someone that murdered someone or helped to set someone as a co-conspirator up just to get money and that's your value, then go over there. You don't need to be here because I don't agree with it and I don't approve of it. And it doesn't last. It just lasts in this round. There you go. And remove. Okay. Now, what he was also saying to me is that day, the murder, and from what I'm saying, the spirits are telling me, on a corporate level, on a higher level, on a music level, on a management level, the murder, he was already dead. Sad to say. He was already dead. Although he was physically walking around, there was a contract put out on his life. It was already paid and set in stone. It was already affirmed that he was dead. They just had to physically go wherever he was, and they knew because they had been trying to get him before. They had been trying to kill him before. And he knew it. So he was very paranoid, and his intuition was very, very keen. And the female, like one of the baby mothers, was trying to get him to meet because they were arguing about the relationship. He said, it's all right, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's meet and talk. And he felt like it was a setup. He didn't even trust her anymore. That's why I don't understand when she says they were life partners and spending their life together and had been together in a monogamous relationship for 6 years, because I knew that was not true. And when we talked about this today, and I asked Nipsey today, he's saying a part of him was afraid of her, and he did not trust her. He was very paranoid about her. He wasn't living with her. The last week of his physical life, that Tuesday, that whole week right there, from Tuesday, when I started to see what was going on here, that he was already dead on a higher realm, that Tuesday, March 26, 2019, leading up to the day he was shot, he wasn't living with her. She's lying. They were not in a monogamous relationship. She's lying. He was fucking someone else. Several someone else's, and not committed and not finding love. A lot of stuff she's saying is inaccurate. She's painting it to the world to play on your sympathy for Nipsey and to take his money and pretend like that was her husband. She couldn't prove that. They were never engaged. They were never married. There's never a legal marriage certificate anywhere in California or anywhere else in the world. He was never going to do that. And what I was saying is, when I was cut off before, was when people have been set up to be physically murdered, before the day they're shot, and the shooters can walk up on them, because all those things are done by numerology and astrology. Though that weekend was picked, but this had been planned for months. And the last 2 weeks of his physical life were very crucial. And he keeps saying this was an inside job. There was no outside gang that planned this murder. You would have known it by now, because there would have been a gang war, and blood would have been all over the street from other gangs being murdered and fighting. To this day, over 2 years later, almost 3 years later, we're almost in March of 2022. That has not happened in the way it was done, and the little trick there, the little acting. That's why I know that that was acting with Eric Holder. From the way he's explaining it to me the day we were talking about him and doing the reading, Tuesday, March 26, 2021. It was already set, because he showed me the corporate contracts and them telling it up on the record label and the record deal and the insurance policy on the record deal and his other insurance policies and the other contracts and agreements he had with other people. I know it wasn't a random argument about Nipsey calling Eric Holder a snitch and asking for paperwork, and out of the blue, bam, he shoots him. That's not what happened. Because the contract had already been paid for on Tuesday, March 26, 2021. And he was there like a dummy, like a Manchurian candidate that had psychiatric problem, undercover gay, but mess with men's and women's, do anything, not stable, not to be trusted. He was sent there thinking he would trick and throw everyone off. And they said, oh, it was just an argument. So I walked away from, first it was 3 minutes. Then it was a couple of minutes. Got down. You walked away and turned your back, put your hamburger down, and you came, he was shot. There was people in the store that were part of this, people behind the store. And then he shows me today, there are convicted felons in there. Someone was not off paper and was still doing time. There were bloods involved, like that Villanueva boy. When I said, and people laughed at me when I said that somebody drove in, changed their clothes, rented a car, helped to set him up, then changed their clothes, turned the car in, went to the airport, flew in, and then drove in. Flew into California, drove into the marathon, watched them get shot, get the information and pictures on that to confirm. Then drove out and took a plane and flew out. And you see that guy, it was pictures of him, was really creepy, in Atlanta, in the bando, the trap house, the drug house. He was in the projects, taking a picture, the same guy, and in New York. I forgot his first name. And he got arrested because he had a gun in a radio or CD. It was hidden in a compartment. And when he was going through security at the Los Angeles airport, they found it. Which is what I said when people were laughing at me. And I said somebody came in to help do the hit. And said I was crazy until this comes out. And instead of them saying, you're right, and we admit that, then they want to say, I'm crazy. And then when it comes out, they get quiet. They have nothing to say. Okay. He's telling me this was already done and leading up to that. That's why I know that that was a lie. That little trick didn't fool me. It fooled a lot of people, but it didn't fool me because Nipsey knew what it was. And then as he's going back explaining to me why that day, why I had her call you on that day. Another thing, when people physically are already marked for death, the money, the contract signed, they're going to be physically murdered. So the death is already finalized on a corporate level, paper-wise level, business level, intellectual level, but you don't quite know it, or you feel it, but you don't know where it's coming from. You just know it's in the inside. There's a certain death spirit, a certain entity that will hang around the person, extended by the aura. I didn't know that till Nipsey taught me that, and I saw it today. I saw it when I looked at the guy, the Alpo guy who was murdered on Halloween, and I looked at it at a couple of other people, and it looks different. It depends on the personality and the energy of it. It was just like last night. I had to hurry up and go because when I said that his baby mother's father was sitting with 3 physically dead black people, and then all of a sudden my head snapped. I got possessed with one of the black women that was sitting there. And she literally just jumped in me so fast, I could barely catch my breath. And when I started to feel the pain and the heartache, the tears ran down. I just had this overwhelming heartache, heartbreak, and sense to cry. But it wasn't me, it was her. She was dark skinned, had her hair cut short, and she was about in her 40s when she was physically murdered. And she was around her father for some reason. There was 3 of them around him, like almost like in a pyramid shape. And he was in the middle of them. That's why I know something, if he's not physically dead, something has to be physically wrong with him. Because it's the only reason that many physically dead people will hang around a particular individual or they're getting ready to go. But it felt old, like this man physically died a few years ago. But I'm willing to be wrong, but I know that's why they do that. I saw that entity and she jumped in me, and when I started to cry, it was her tears, it was her pain, because I was possessed with her. And the first thing she started to say, she was like, give me a cigar. Light me a cigar, because there are things I'm getting ready to say. I said, oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. And I said in my mind, I don't have any cigars because I don't smoke them anymore. I smoked them in the old video. You must have seen me with the vagina part showing, you know I smoke cigars. I don't have any more. As I was setting up tonight to come, look at what I see sitting right here. And she saw it. I didn't know that I still had cigars. And I said, damn, I'm sorry. You saw the cigar. I didn't even see. I was so high and out of my head. When I get possessed and they do that, I can't see anything because the person is inside of my eyes, my mouth, my heart, my feelings. She took over my whole body. And when I snapped, my neck snapped. She walked in, and it's like my whole eyes, my energy changed because it wasn't me. So somebody kept saying, I'm sorry you're crying, and I don't like to see you cry. And I say, oh, you must not understand, baby. It's people that get possessed. With physically dead people and certain spirits and entities, they get possessed. And that's what happens to me. That wasn't me crying. The lady got in me. She was crying through my eyes. And when I knew this could go all over the place and it could take a long time, and I already was feeling so overwhelmed with emotion, I knew it wasn't a good idea. Because it was already getting late. And, oh, thank you, Ayana. Yeah, you understood it. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, shit. Please. And I knew if I had gotten a cigar and I lit the cigar, this was going to be long because she hasn't been talking. Thank you, Savage. 2 doors. Thank you. She had not clearly had someone that she trusted and that can see and hear really well to talk to her. Had her 2 other women pregnant at the same time. Wow. Okay, thank you, boss lady. So I said, "Ooh, y'all, I gotta go," because it was so heartbreaking. I felt the pain, and I could see her and hear her. Some of you that are spiritual, you probably could look at my face and my eyes to tell that wasn't me. She was so hurt, and her soul was so deep that I knew this was going to take a long time, and I wanted to do the message, but not that late. And she was like, "I need to smoke to tell you this. I need to smoke to talk." That's why I said, y'all, I gotta go. I have no problem, showing my pain or being vulnerable, crying if something hurts me or if I hurt for someone. But that wasn't me, and I didn't know that was gonna happen. I saw them, and then as I saw them, all of a sudden it's like, I said, no, no, ma'am, not tonight, because you are extremely powerful and intense. The way she jumped in me so fast. So when I looked at Nipsey's aura, I saw there was a lot of drama, there was a lot of conflict, there was black magic put on him, there were different rituals put on him in the store, and a lot of these people inside of his inner circle, male as well, and in those gangs do human sacrifices and do satanic worship, and they will ask Satan, if I kill this person, will you protect me, make sure I don't get caught, nobody knows I did it, and I don't go to jail, and I get blessed. They'll do that before they kill someone, as well as say they had a miscarriage, but they'll give an abortion and actually consume the flesh and the blood of someone. And those gang members too, a lot of them, they will get punished with homosexual acts. They'll get fucked in the ass as punishment inside of that circle there that I'm telling you about. That's why a lot of them are fucked up and on drugs and can't really function with a woman and have a healthy relationship with a woman, because they don't tell you they've been forced to fuck men or been raped by men, and even been initiated and raped by men. A lot of the initiations involve a man getting gang raped in his ass by other men, and they will never tell you that happened to them. You think they get fought in and punched in for a certain amount? Not anymore. A lot of them get raped in the ass in. And if they don't want to do it, a lot of them get forced at gunpoint. And that's their initiation. And they can never reveal that secret of the Baphomet and any other things that go on. So this is a weird thing. Let me tell you what I saw. When I looked at a piece of his aura that had been torn through damage and trauma and black magic, literally he was leaking and he was very scared. He was very paranoid. He was confused in his mind. Not shaking like scared like a bitch. That's not what I'm saying. Very scared and nervous because he felt that he couldn't trust anybody, and he wasn't being close to a lot of people during that period. And he wasn't close to Puma baby mama. He knew she had something to do with it, because she's sneaky, and she let him know, and he wasn't going to tell anybody, and she knew nobody would believe that, because people don't really see how two-faced and treacherous she is, and sneaky, and how men do her dirty work, and other women do her dirty work, and then cover it so you don't even know she was there. Because I wonder where she was that weekend, and did she see the shooting? Because she got there too fast to the hospital. It's my husband, and she knew that wasn't her husband. It never was, never will be. But yet you accumulated all his things through selling your soul through your pussy, mouth, and booty hole, and made deals with higher ups that you worked for and sold your soul to. This was all a setup. This was all a play for money. And what goes around comes around. I don't care, like the person who said, oh, well, she got it, this and that. So, no, she's a sellout. She's a sellout. And you do things like that, and eventually she's going to have to deal with those things before she dies. If what I'm seeing and what I believe I hear him saying is correct, you stole his stuff with your friends, you set him up, and now all of his stuff is yours. A great deal of it is yours and your friends to split up like a Thanksgiving feast. And you reap what you sow. So if I got to get money that bad, I got to set someone up and murder them and take their money that you didn't have, and no clothes, and no shoe lines, and no jewelry lines, and no shade lines, and no royalties from anybody's album. Nobody put you on one, not even your first baby daddy. Now, all of a sudden you have this stuff. We know, we can see what this is, and the underworld sees what this is, and that's what they're saying. That you set that boy up to take his stuff that you didn't have before, and they didn't give you before. And then on a corporate level, it all trickles down, and your friends gave you cuts, and they got their cuts, sliced him up like a pig that you just roasted in the ground. Take everything from him, cut his head off, cut his throat, and you keep moving to the next victim that you play on. That's what they're saying in the underworld, and that's what he's saying. But the other male, let me tell you, not just the males on the corporate level and the ones he had contracts with, this also goes back to an older contract with an older man who was in time doing prison, who was Nipsey's manager, and when he got out, I don't know the years of it. This is what Nipsey was saying to me, and this is what I heard him saying. This is what I heard the older man saying, dark-skinned, fat, with the short hair. And he has a son, and he was saying it to his son. He was saying to his son, I'm going to kill Nipsey. He told the baby mama too. Because they were all upset with Nipsey, and he felt, I got out, you turn control and power over to me. You submit to me. I'm your OG. I'm older than you. I'm over you. And from what they're saying to me, the little bit that I hear right now, this was not a green light by young people. This was a green light by older men, a council of OGs that were here older than Nipsey before he was born and in prison. He said some of these hits and council meetings and decisions to take someone out are done in jail, and they get the call, and then it's another council meeting with higher ups outside of the jail that are part of those circles that are in those gangs, and then they bring it down to the young, and they send it out to the young people to carry out the executions. And they were told, and they were promised all these things in record deals, because the older man that was his manager that he had fought with for years, that he wanted to get out of the contract with, told the younger ones, now you're going to take his place, and you're going to be a star, and you're going to do very well, because I have police connections, I have city council connections, I have them in my pocket, because he said, I heard him in the spirit say, it was still something unresolved with his own legal cases, or he might still be on paper in some way that nobody knows about. And so he cooperates on the low with the government. And in exchange for that, he gets certain deals and opportunities. And he deals with the top rappers who are also a part of this on the low and snitch on the low. But nobody knows. A lot of these people you look up to are really agents and snitches. So he says, and I heard this today, and Leonardo da Vinci came into this, talking for Nipsey, because that's how they looked at him too. Nipsey was a writer, an innovator, a director, a producer, an entrepreneur, real estate investor, owner, Bitcoin investor, and teacher, and a tech geek who was trying to teach people in the hood and wake them up about these types of things and being self-sufficient and independent. So what I heard this older man say, that's his manager and over the Crips, but even he is not the most powerful leader over the Crips. Big Lucifer is not. He has other elders over him. It was an older man that hated Nipsey, that still hate him, and they're glad they killed him, and they don't regret it because they felt like he was young, very arrogant, and very cocky, and did not respect his elders, and did not respect the work they've done, and they paved the way for him, and he was supposed to relinquish control of certain things or just bow down to them. But their ideas were old and antiquated, and they did not include the youth, and they did not include the innovation of the new wave of young people like him. You just do what you're told. You just work, you pay your dues, and you turn in your money, and you put me on a pedestal because I'm older, and I started this before you were born, and I've been here. And it looks like at some point Nipsey started not to do that, and they felt like he was being rebellious and disrespectful because he's like, you haven't even done what I've done. You don't even want to hear my ideas. You don't want to accept me and embrace me because of my age. But I've done more innovative and creative things than you, and I'm not following this old system, and you don't want to listen, and you don't want to include my ideas. You just look at me, some young buck that's arrogant and think he know everything, a young bull that's really fucking ignorant, and you trying to call me an old timer and look down on me. But he's like, I've done more, and I have more money, and I want to be here, and I want to show you how to do it. It's like, we don't give a fuck about that. You just pay your dues. And the more he made, the more they want to take and just jack this shit up and then set him up. It was never going to end, and they told him he could not get out. This older man was very angry with Nipsey, and they had seen each other and smiled at each other. But when Nipsey looked at him, it made him mad, because when he looked in Nipsey's eyes, he could see the coldness in Nipsey's eyes, and Nipsey didn't look up to him and respect him as a father figure anymore, or a elder or OG or a leader, and he had a lot of resentment and dislike towards Lucifer. And Lucifer hated him and resented him because he was young. Feel like, you're younger than me, so you don't know more than me, and you don't have more power than me, so you're supposed to bow, and you don't want to bow. You have the nerve to be hard-hearted and stiff-necked and arrogant, and I made you, and I gave you this, and I gave you that, and if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be this, and you wouldn't be that. And he's like, wouldn't be what? Were you taking my money, and you want to jack me up in a contract, and you don't want to let me out, and you just want me to be a worker and a follower and not a leader? And it's like Nipsey had this way, from what I can see about him, when he looked at you, you know if he liked you. You know if he respected you and he submitted to listening to your advice and your wisdom. And you would also know if he hated your guts. And he didn't even have to say that shit. Especially if he's already said it and he's going to say it. But it's like, I don't have to keep saying it. You're forcing me to deal with you. You won't let me out of this agreement. And the older man, I hear him saying, see, I'm going to kill this nigga. I'm going to kill this young nigga because he thinks he's this and that. And then the women were talking to him with the children. And I'm tired of him. He did this, he did that. And it's like, okay, I'm going to cut you in, and we're going to be in the music industry, and I'm going to go higher up in the music industry. I'm going to go higher up in government. You know, I have this in with government and this deal with them as a political activist, community activist, and I get this money, and I have these contracts and deals with them. So we're going to be fine, and then I'm going to have a bigger, he already knew what his position was going to be, higher up in music and in rap. And he was saying to people that he wanted Nipsey dead. And it's another older, drawed up man that looked like a cricket that also said he wanted him dead too, and he hated him. They were jealous of him. They were intimidated by him. They feared him and what he could do as a leader and thinking for himself and independent, but they also felt because of his age, you're disrespectful and you're insulting us. We don't care how much you make and what dues and what you've done, you still don't know. We know. You still wet behind the ears. And they wanted to punish him because they felt like, we cannot break him. He will not listen. He will not bow down. And he was like, why? Y'all some old niggas that couldn't make y'all dream come true, and now y'all want to take that shit out on me and want to keep siphoning off of me and taking my blood money from me and keep pushing me down. He was like, why? I see what you do. I know what you've done. I know what you're doing to me. And then the older man was telling one of the baby mamas, Lucifer, what I'm seeing in the spirit, big Lucifer in the spirit. They was having secret meetings, and it was women's involved, like I said, and baby mamas involved. Just like when I looked at Nipsey's body, what I saw in his aura, that I knew death was there. A woman that looked just like his baby mama, with the part in the middle, with the long weave hair and all white on, standing there. And I know white is death. Black is not death. White is death. All white parties are sacrificial and death. They represent someone's death, not peace and purity. And other countries, just like if you look, if it's still on YouTube, you will see Bruce Lee was buried in a casket and had a glass cover on it. He's in all white because white represents death to them. And she was up on that white horse with him in front of it, and she was attached, hooked into his aura, and there was a big tear, and it was white. I saw a woman in white. And what did she have at his funeral? White, with black shades on. The woman riding upon death on the white horse. And it started to follow him around because the death was already set in stone and the ink wasn't even dry. Then the fat nigga that wouldn't let him out the contract, his former manager, who said that because Nipsey died in 2019, before the contract expired, he said Victor Lapicils and he gets royalties for Vic. I mean, goddamn, this is just a whole smorgasbord of murdering somebody and then just puncturing their guts out and everybody getting a slice. He say he is getting ready as he's moving up in music and getting new artists and getting his recognition. It's supposed to be a powerhouse. Now you got to go through him. He's getting ready for the Olympics. There's going to be a whole new city, a brand new city, a brand new plan. Like I've tried to warn y'all and tell y'all, waterworks, housing, addresses, area codes, phone numbers, all this stuff will be, zip codes, area codes will be changed. A lot of these people will be homeless, if not dead, if they stay there in certain areas, because they're going to be eradicated out of certain areas. I heard this man say they are getting ready for the Olympics in California. For some reason, they believe the next Olympics is going to be in the United States in California. And they are getting ready for this and building up to this now. And that marathon property, Lord have mercy, ties into all these people's goals and dreams and city zoning and city planning and congressmen in that area and political representatives in that area and certain people at the mayor's office and police. They all knew that they had to take that land from that boy. And since he would not compromise and they saw he wasn't no bitch ass nigga, and unfortunately, he made these people partners because he must have had a cash flow issue and a dilemma, and they created that issue and to put him in a position where he needed partners. You see, they set it up so nicely because they create its problem, reaction, solution. They create a problem for you once they get in your world. Go on over there. Go on fucking suck his dick. You going up telling you I'm dealing with being upon. You just happen to show up at a game, Lakers game. Y'all get drunk and start talking. Shit like that. Industry dude, Idris, just happened to be at the Starbucks while he on the computer with his daughter. See, they create a problem. Then they send someone. Oh, don't worry about it. We got it. Send a solution. The solution is usually having a contract with you, partnering with you, getting access to everything that you built when you didn't have nothing. And there was nobody around that comes to your rescue. And then you have a relief. Oh, wow. These are my partners. These are my friends. They got my back. Then your ass get killed. Then you let them in there with that little loophole. Let the devil ride. And the devil gonna goddamn drive. You cannot play with the devil and goddamn win. Because with every contract, the devil is always in the goddamn details. It must have been some he signed. With Atlantic and with his management, they created a loophole for them to do what they've done. And continue to do it. And people's, goddamn. And the manager, Big Lucifer, wouldn't let him out the contract, it looked like. And they was threatening him and holding some prior possible legal issues or potential legal issues over his head, and some deal with a woman where they could try to start a new case. It wasn't gonna go nowhere but just to threaten them and try to threaten them to get locked up, or had this woman lie on him and say he did something to her and she was a minor and she really wasn't, around there fucking and sucking all them goddamn crap. but puts it on him. Bitch will do anything you tell her to do when she tell you, look, you're going to get a certain amount of hundreds of thousands or $1 million. You do the shit. You hungry as a fish, but it's a very difficult world out there. Very hard world. All of them are not like Nipsey. All the gang members are not like Nipsey. And now that he's physically gone, they still not. And they have not been able to take his place or become superstars and have the charisma and natural talent and the energy that he has, the swag that he has. It has not happened. You might see him doing videos with celebrities, but you don't see them having the same sex appeal, charisma, and star power and swag that Nipsey had and still has. They sold too through their booty hole. And even if they ain't physically gave up no ass right now, you done gave it up in some other kind of way, a contract, or turning the other way when you know they were going to do that to that boy. And I still say it was an inside job. These were men's and women's that boy knowed. Not knew, as they said out here, knowed. They set that boy up, lured that boy over there, and bodyguard said he didn't know it was over there. Bodyguard said he didn't have no phone call. He didn't see the phone ringing. Tanisha said she called him, spoke to him, tried to warn him. But how would Tanisha know? Who told her? How did she know? The other baby mama won't even tell you where she was. We already know she was in it. She was a part of the setup ritual and the co-conspirator because she's getting more money and more recognition and job opportunities and trinkets than any other baby's mother that you didn't have before. It's really easy. Just watch the money. Watch the money trail and you'll know who was a part of the betrayal of Nipsey Hussle, Hermes, Joseph, Ashkedon. It's his lovers and friends and business partners that were in agreements and contracts with him and had insurances on him or access to it and got paid big paydays and then promises of careers and fame and fortune and stardom for luring that boy over there. It was a meeting. I've said it 2 years ago and he's still saying it. And I see Big Lucifer involved in asking him about a contract and wanting him to sign something new or something different or revision. And he said, you're not going to sign it. He said, no. The threats. He wanted to kill that young man because he knew if he did not kill the young man, Nipsey's spirit is so strong, he would not listen. He was very stubborn and very strong-willed and hard-hearted. Once he made up his mind about something, I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not fucking with you. I want out. I'm tired of this, and I want to go this direction. Once he's made up his mind, it's like talking to concrete. And he will stand in that shit, even if he has to die. At no point, and it looks like she knew, and they helped lure this boy and ambush, lock him in. They was talking on that phone. They was talking to him. They were coordinating it because I see it up in the satellites, up in the cameras, mics. They were all ping, 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 pinging off in that area and calling him. And it was inside people that he thought was his friends. And phones you don't see because we don't know what's on his phone. And I'm sure they dumped it and the police dumped it if they have it. Other people know what's on there. We don't know. They know what's on the camera because they see things they'll never show us. They don't want to show us. The judge doesn't want us to see. And when he's ambushed, literally he's locked in, Nipsey could not just up and back out and walk away or run away or drive away. They blocked that boy in. And I still keep saying behind the marathon. See, I haven't been there. And I need It's hard to see this shit on Google. I need full area where I can see and he can tell me. But he keeps showing me behind the store over there with the barber shop, and there's a house directly over there behind the store. Then it's across the street, house over there, down that way, that go down the street right there. And then there's one behind the one that's behind the barber shop. And then you go down that alley back there. You cut that way because for some reason, y'all tell me, anybody that know about it that day or that month, that time, it was some construction. He said there was some type of construction going on. And that house back there, that white man back there with that satellite in the back of the marathon, there was some construction or something being done over there. And that white man back there is a police, a retired police still back there. I keep seeing a white car. I wonder who had a white car? White Volvo, some type of white car. It wasn't a sports car like a two-seater car, but it was a white car. Was involved in it, and they showed me back there. Dirt back there. They know about it. The police that was staying back there in that house behind the marathon, and then some apartments, an old regular ass motel. This, unfortunately, it's the same shit I'm seeing right now that I seen March and April of 2019. He's still saying that them Crips set him up with them bitches. Polices, record label, his manager that wouldn't let him out of the agreement, Big Lucifer. He said he was threatening him, and he said, oh, he don't know. I'll stand in front of him, and he mentioned down here, he mentioned Denzel, American Gangster Style. He said, and the police won't do nothing to me. He said, I'm so mad at this little motherfucker. This little young motherfucker, arrogant motherfucker. Who the fuck he think he is, talking to me like that? Think he gonna handle me any kind of way? I'll blow his goddamn brains out. I'll shoot him in his fucking head outside. Nobody gonna do nothing. He hated Nipsey. He was jealous of him, resented him. After all I've done for you, I made you what I gave you. See, I don't know how long that relationship went. I don't know what he gave Nipsey. I don't know what he done for him. He must have been there at the beginning of Nipsey's career when he was a young man, when he was a teenager. And he's also saying he stole. He's angry with him too. He said he stole from me. He stole money from me. He showed me a symbol. So they were selling drugs. When they actually showed me, one of them is a Greyhound. Do they have Greyhound? Did they ever have Greyhound buses in California, any part of California? Selling dope. And he said that his former manager is also a part of a organized gang or cartel with the Mexicans moving in stuff under the ground in the tunnel. Which just has the music and hip hop, have them artists and them gang members selling dope, selling that heroin and that fentanyl and that powder mixed together. But it's some kind of smoking thing they got going on. It looked like a vape, like a puff of smoke. I don't think that's crack they smoking. I don't know if they still smoke crack or that's popular out in California. It's another thing they smoke in. They need to watch themselves. It looked like a vape thing because it get in and it literally embalm their lungs. It create a disease in the lung and petrify, and I don't want to say rot, because the way this shit happens, it like takes the oxygen out of the lung tissue and the tissue start looking burnt, but then white and ashy on the top like it's dead. From they doing this vaping kind of thing out there. Or whatever's in this vape pen, are they putting it in now? Somebody different drug they're putting in mixed together. Puff that shit. Shit go down their lung and fuck they damn lung up, and it's not fixable either. They can't fix that shit. He involved with that shit. And selling that. And said, that's tied into what he doing and had on rappers selling drugs and putting hits on motherfuckers. Taking oaths of lords and blood oath and said he gonna benefit from the real estate deals on a corporate level and the wealthy white men that got something to do with that marathon, that area around there that's gonna build a whole new city, a beautiful city of lights. And I said that in previous reading like 2 years ago that was coming. And they're going to get rid of the black people and the poor black people and the old black people. They're going to shoot them up with them shot and kill them. Allegedly in the spirit, but they're really going to get rid of a lot of the young that's supposed to be the future. They're going to sell out and lock them up and make them kill each other. Or they're going to have to leave. Y'all better look at that. More water issues out there. Pipeline issues out there. Problem in that ocean with that military. I don't know if that's the Navy that I'm seeing when I told y'all a long time ago. NIPSEY, NASA, Navy. And with them packages. He showed me some of them packages on them ships. That they ain't sent to everybody that need them. He saw some of them show with water and dirt all on them. Some of them packages, they are not going to get to the people. They're going to get lost and damaged. They don't really care. And they're not focusing on being in a hurry to get people their packages to every state. They're deliberately crashing the supply chain to create famine, violence, and conflict like the Hunger Games. So people will start to eliminate themselves and fight for food and biscuits and little simple shit that you won't be able to get a hold of in inner city area. You know what? I hate to say what just popped in my mind. But I hope these people don't sit up here and put their hand together and say they damn graces. God is great and God is good. Let them think them for our food. By our hand, we all are fed. Give the Lord our daily bread. I hope they don't sit up there and say, the Lord of my German shepherd, I shall not want, and lean over them little damn moot, a damn runt, they damn German shepherd, and pull the hair out that motherfucker and roast him. Because, Lord God, Lord of my shepherd, I shall not want. He make me to lie down in green pasture. He lead me beside the still water. He restores my soul. Moot, whatever your fucking name is, little Benny, whatever dog, I hope you listening to this ring, goddammit. Don't lay down with your owner when you see ain't them cabinets is bare. Cause your motherfucking ass gonna lay down beside the green patcher, but your goddamn ass ain't finna fucking get up. Goddammit. Unless you get up, strung up, fucked up, hair pulled out, bleeding out with a string, got your ass hooked up in there in the meat rack. They done turn the garage into a meat rack and bleeding your damn ass out and roasting your motherfucking ass out down that goddamn barbecue grill because they can't get no damn pork rib and steak and Polish kielbasa sausage and shit. Ground beef. Might see they damn German Shepherd, a Great Dane, their Doberman Pinscher, up there with his teeth is hung out his mouth, damn drawed up, damn deep fried and shit with some rice on the damn side. You see? It's gonna come to that when people going there buy cat food and dog food. See, that's why you don't need to eat at everybody's house when shit be mashed up. That you don't understand, like a potted meat or some shit like that. You think it's tuna fish. There'll be some of that damn cat food over there that they done made from that damn roadkill. They done went and scraped up all them damn dead cat and dead possum and squirrels and shit on the side of the road. Y'all got hit, shave that damn hair off them or put them in one of them big machines and grind them down and liquefy them and mix that shit together. A lot of these old people be going in there eating that damn dog food and that cat food and getting them, you know, that little meow mix, that chow mix. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. You know, that cat be up there one of them collars on. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Yeah, that like that gourmet cat food. They be eating that shit, putting that on some crackers. With them a Sprite, light ice in it. Or Coca-Cola and some Lay's tater chip. Put a little mayonnaise and shit on the light bread if they want a sandwich and spread that shit down. They, you know, might put a little lettuce and, you know, pimento cheese, some shit on it and give that shit to you and you think, you don't know what the fuck that is. Just like you, that liverwurst. They had that damn white band around they used to sell a long time ago. They just mashed up meat. You don't know what the fuck. They did all they did was burn their hair off and pull that thing teeth out of his mouth, bust his head open, pull his guts and shit out and grind that shit up. And you think, oh, this is so good. What is this? This is, oh, that's goose liver pate. Bitch, that is you is a motherfucking lie. That's that dog you seen over there in that trash can and eating out them bushes and that trash and shit I throwed out there. That's what the fuck that is. And then season that up. Stirred that up, put like a lot of salt and pepper and peppery. You know what? I'm finna go. Because y'all need to wake the fuck up. I have damn pig tongue, cat tongue, damn tongues of these damn dogs. It's like they eat chow dogs. A lot of people in different cultures like to eat them chow dogs. Them real pretty ass dogs with that purple tongue. They had that tongue up there roasted, split open. Mix that up with some celery and onion and vinegar and shit. Split and stuff it and roast that. Oh, that's so delicious. What that is? Oh, that's just some beef tongue I got now. You don't know what the fuck that shit. But people gonna be doing that shit. I mean, people do it already. But it's gonna be like more open and shit called. They can't, you know what, forgive me. This is, this a reading. You know, I allegedly see that shit in the spirit. You know, I probably ain't seeing that shit right. That's probably some wrong shit I'm seeing. But I'm telling you right now, I picked that shit up. I pick it up in Atlanta. Already going on, goddamn it, in different places in the United States. People is catching these dogs and these cats and shit that you ain't taught to eat. And they eating that damn shit either in a garage, goddamn it, or they work in these restaurants and shit. They go back there because some of them they like to eat. I done even met some black people from different parts of Africa that said they like to eat monkey brain. Crack the motherfucker head open and just scoop it out like it's some damn banana pudding. So don't think I'm talking about nobody else because niggas do shit like this too now. Hell, they might cut your damn ass up. If they hungry enough. See, I'm telling you, this is what is coming, and this kind of shit that's coming down to California because they are going to gentrify and they're going to revamp. And I don't know what's going to happen to them homeless people, or them homeless people going to be in some of that damn pot of meat. I don't know. Or they got a special place for them, or going to make them kill themselves and dump them, or have another way to deal with burials and bodies, or liquefied bodies and shit, because there's going to be no space for the motherfuckers. A lot of them ain't going to have no family to pay for no vault or no urn and shit. This is coming as you're moving to a new area, and they already got the zoning and planning and the architecture. Hey, for what it going to goddamn look like. Now, this is what I want somebody to do. Because they always say that I'm crazy. If anybody out in California can look at the projected area for zoning and planning and what they're going to build, if it's already done for that Crenshaw area, and with the marathon and the trains, and if you can see what it looks like, the blueprints. Because I already see the miniature city like architects have on the table with a big board and little bitty buildings and trees and streets and lined up with little trees and perfectly orchestrated. The architecture is the name of the street. That's already in the works. And tells me if anybody thinking about the possibility that the next Olympics game will be in the U.S. and California is a contender. Let me know. That what Nipsey, I believe, told me. And I felt it so strong in the spirit. It's already wrote out, and this manager said he's going to be a part of it on a legal level and a corporate level and a music level and an artist level and make money off of it. And I seen a couple of white men, and I seen one bald-headed white man and another wealthy gray hair white man that's a part of one of them investment Nipsey got and that food chain and down there at City Hall. Dealing with way up with skyscraper and construction in New York, LA, Atlanta, and China. China is coming up with the Chinese currency on the world stock market in the United States. Excuse me, I'm trying to burp. And real estate in California. And tied to the marathon. I'm not saying his family does the only thing want to get in the money. I just don't know the percentages at this time. But that's how they got their foot in there. Like I said, don't get it. Don't when the devil hitchhiking, don't give him no ride because the nigga gonna fuck up and flip it on you and the devil gonna drive. That is what's happened and kill your ass. Or fuck your ass up when you can't do nothing. Goddamn it. The manager stealing that gang shit, that drug shit, the execution shit, getting people in fucked up contracts where they really don't have nothing to sell their soul. His former manager, Lucifer, he was part of this here, and his son. He has a son. The son is like little Lucifer in the making. Is a little devil, goddamn it. He knows about it, goes along with it, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that he was not invited by Nipsey's family to his funeral. And Cowboy wasn't either, because he's under Lucifer. Out of fear, and he's a junkie too. He went along with it. And it's a spirit. It's an entity that I see on Lucifer. He might say he don't believe in that kind of shit, but he do. He got some work done on him. Some kind of protection, something done on him, because I see the spirit on him. I looked all day. He got it on him. They said they don't believe in that shit, but anybody that's in that business and done contract, they're into the occult. Because they have to sell themselves. Even if you don't sell your ass, but you sign that contract, if something fucked up using that contract where you lose some of your creation and you don't own 100%, they're still selling your soul. So they can tap into your creation whenever they want to, and you, that's a part of your soul. That's knowledge and information that was given through you, through your bloodline, your ancestors, through your soul that you made up, you created, and now they're going to take it. And once you sign and you really figure that shit out, they're going to take it anyway. Nipsey was not going to live long. And then that album got so many curses on it to seduce people and to get on them and make them buy it so they can take his money from him and that it will sell. That's why he got a Grammy after he died. And they ignored him when he was alive. And all those years of working because he owned everything. and he was independent, and they wasn't going to glorify that because he couldn't be in the club because they didn't have access to any of his blood and his soul, mind creation as a soul man. So that's why he got it after, because they owned portions of his shit and they could take and do what they want to do. Set up by previous management and a bitchy screw. That's what they do. That's how this happens. And if you see someone living a long time, they're usually doing dirty, devilish, devious shit, setting their brothers and setting their sisters up to be lured in. Blood for blood, keep feeding the demon blood so they can stay alive, and they go higher and they go deeper into debt and deeper into their ass, pussy, and mouth. Can't get out because then they got dirty shit on them. Those are the ones that live long, but do not become leaders. You become a gatekeeper, but you're still in their system. You don't own and run nothing. But you have to keep churning out and killing and spilling the blood of your own. Nipsey was not going to do that. And he did not have a soul woman to keep him in line. I guess that's not what he wanted. Well, he wasn't ready for that. He didn't have a soul woman. He didn't have a soul mate. I don't care what you bitches say. I don't care what nobody fucking say. If he had his real soul mate and real life partner and real soul woman that was in love with him and that he was fucking her in her pussy, that boy wouldn't have been dead. There's no way you can tell me that a boy young, a young man, a man wiser than his age, 33, matured to enough to accomplish everything he did on his own with his brother and his father, was alive and doing well until he got involved with her, started fucking her in the ass and pulling them curses out of her ass and into his aura and his mind, cursing that boy, marking that boy for death. He was doing fine before that. That shit didn't happen to him. And he was a live, raw-ass gangbanger. Wasn't no bitch-ass nigga. And that's what he's saying to me. You're going to do this because she got... People think I just gave her all my shit and she took all my shit. Like, I ain't no bitch-ass nigga. I ain't no pussy-ass nigga and no punk-ass nigga. She's making it look like I'm some soft-ass nigga and weak-ass nigga and gave her all my shit. So that's not what happened. They tricked me, set me up and extorted me, and they found loopholes. And what I signed and switched shit. Some of the shit he said I did do. But not exactly the way it's looking, the way it turns out like I gave her all my shit. He said I was giving ultimatums, either or. If you don't do this, we don't do that. He said some of it was like that. Like forms of extortion. You know, with a sociopath and a narcissist. That's what this man is saying. Some of the things he agreed to. And he wanted, because at first he wanted her. But once he saw how she was, he was like, that was over a long time ago. To trick him and set him up. He's still saying it. Let me tell you something. I'm going to use this example and then I'm going to go. We'll finish this later. Let's say you're a woman, right? You might not be where you want to be or had a house, the money, the car, success, because you got baby daddy, so you work, take care of your children. You're a single mama, you don't call hell, but your life is stable. Even though you might not be where you want to go or have the life you want to have. And then all of a sudden, you meet a multimillionaire. You get with him, and he like changes your world overnight with homes, cars, luxuries, like he can never get enough of you. Everything's perfect. It's a dream come true. And you might have 2 or 3 children. All of a sudden, one of your children gets raped or beat up or murdered or injured and ended up crippled. You don't put it together. But that kind of shit didn't come into your life until this nigga came into your life. Or whatever race he is. I said Chinese nigga, white nigga, whatever. But what you don't realize about this nigga is you don't know how he got his money. Even though he might be working, has the company, education, and all that, you still don't know how he got his money. Who gave him his money? What gave him his money? Because I've met millionaires before. I couldn't explain it, but I didn't fuck with them. Because when they was around me, like bad shit started happening to me, my child. And what I realized that I know now, a lot of them are into the dark side of Ifa or other forms of magic, where they take oaths to demons and they take the blessing or the star off the head of a woman that might not be manifesting those things in her life, but he sees she's supposed to be wealthy and successful, and they're told, they put something on their dick, on their body, have sex with this woman, this energy and this entity go up in their pussy and throughout their body, and then they either start stanking or have a funny odor, or they're infertile, or every time they have a child, they have a miscarriage, that they have to get an abortion, or the child come out with some type of handicap, mentally impaired, some type of way, and you just think it's just a coincidence because your life is so good. But the way the nigga got the money is his allegiance is to the demon, not to you. So he only picks certain women that he attracts into his world. They could be American, they could be African. A lot of people right here, you'd be surprised. And in that entertainment industry, that's how they are. They got something on them. If they had no money and come for the project, and all of a sudden they sign a contract and they have all this money, all these pictures around them and traveling, most of the time this money is not theirs. You have the money while they're under the contract and they're inside of the circle. Once they leave, it leaves. You don't want to play, you get shot, or you go to prison. Or somebody close to you gets shot and your life is hell when you don't want to do what the demon tells you to do, and you have now a problem with the contract. You think it just happens? Something just cracked. Yes, this is agreeing with me. No, it doesn't just happen. And then you notice every time most of those men have sex with a woman, it's usually a problem with the relationship. They cannot be stable. They're not committed. They mistreat them. You find out they beat their ass. Undercover, they fuck with trannies. Or they fuck with everybody but them. They can never be faithful or committed. They have them doing shit they don't want to do. They have them doing group sex or bisexual sex. That's the only reason that you could be with them or be around them, and you got to take the abuse. People do because they want the lifestyle, and they pretend that it's something that it's not. Because that's the particular demon that's on them that get in their hairstyle, their blonde hair, their eye color, their clothes, the color of the clothes, and their stage name. That is an entity that they're calling. It's just like, for some strange reason, I'm not going to get too deep into this, but when I saw Lala and her husband going through problems, he always cheated. She could never control her man. Well, her pussy. Beautiful girl. But there's some other things going on in that relationship from the very beginning, and things manipulative about her. And he must have picked up on it or something. He started fucking around. He's not, from what I can see here, he's not just a bad guy. What I see internally with their relationship, and why a lot of those relationships don't work, because they weren't meant to. They're only for a certain time, or for appearances, or a celebrity couple. And these women put themselves on them, travel, follow these celebrities around, fuck them, suck their dick, keep on taking in their abuse, because they think eventually they're going to get a wedding band, and some of them do. A lot of them do. Like basketball wives, if you look at them and you listen to them, all of them fucked up, beautiful and sick in the head, and can't control their nigga with their pussy. One thing I saw that was very strange about Lala's husband, I don't know if they're married still or they're divorced. I saw him with a white woman. They had blonde hair. I don't know if she's from the United States or another country. Then I seen the white woman in another room popping a pill. She was taking some form of hormone because it's a transgender woman. And had a sex change. He might have, I'm sure he's dealt with them before, and they might not have. They might have been a chick with a dick. A lot of them athletes, celebrities like that. Hey, Mikey, he like it. I don't know if it's true. I saw something about a week ago about Lil Durk. Somebody accused Lil Durk, said they had it on a camera on the house, security camera, of going to a woman's house in Atlanta, walking around the house, but it was a transgender woman, knocking on the door, trying to get the woman to open the door. Like I say, I don't know if this is true. I'm saying allegedly, I seen it in an article. They could just be making it up. Say he on the low mess with transgender women. And that's fine, but you should be honest about it, because if this is true, I don't understand it, because he said he's so in love with his woman that rides or die and bust back at niggas. You know, it would make sense though, because that was the problem before Bond got shot, because they took Bond to a sex party, King Bond, and they wanted Bond to go to the next level. They wanted him to let a tranny suck him off at a party, and Bond pulled his gun. And see, you know, Lil Durk was very disappointed about that, but he didn't know. He didn't know that that was one of his tests. I know, because I speak to the demons. And again, let me say this. I don't judge this if that's what you want to do. But you have deceived us and deceived our children and deceived the nation for years to pretend that this industry, or that you are, or that the church, or that preachers, or that priests, all these people are something that they never were. To lure people into debauchery and murder so that you consume their flesh as a human sacrifice. And you know, I don't talk to people individually about this anymore. Even if they come to me, I need to ask you for advice, because I'm a singer and a rapper and I want to get in, but I don't want that to happen to me, and I don't want to sign Illuminati contract and sign my soul away. You know, it's not easy to sign your soul away. It's not really easy to do that. Why? Because the contracts are very clear. So if someone says, I didn't know that was a man, I didn't know that was a transgender, I didn't know I was tied in that contract, I didn't know I was at the celebrity party and they sucked my dick, you might not have, if you were high, out of your mind, and you passed out and you don't remember, or you were high and got your dick sucked and the best head of your life and it looks like a woman. Yeah, under those circumstances, I would understand. But if you're looking at a contract, because I've looked at them and I've been presented with them, and I could look at it, the first couple paragraphs, and I already see where it's fucked up at. And people say, and this is a lie, well, if you don't like it and like the term, just go back and renegotiate. The motherfuckers ain't gonna renegotiate with you. Most of the time they don't, especially when you're asking them to remove something from a contract that takes your rights or gives them access to your rights after the agreement for the one deal you're doing into infinity. They're not going to renegotiate that, because that's what they want to do. They think it would slip by, or you're so hungry and desperate and broke, you'll just do it. And most people do. They usually spell that shit out. And that's still not an excuse if you said they didn't. That's what an attorney's for. And they usually don't charge you much to peruse a contract. An entertainment lawyer. So that's a bunch of shit. They're lying. When these people get up there and say, oh, it tricked me, and I didn't know I was signing that, and I didn't know I was going to the party to suck dick. Again, if y'all don't know me, my name is Alexyss K. Tylor. I am the creator and author of Alexyss K. Tylor Vagina Power. I had a show on public access, a television show in 2006, and I started getting a lot of offers because of that. And contracts that I could have signed that I didn't. So I'm not talking about what someone said. I've also been in those positions to go inside of that arena, because that's where I've always wanted to be since I was a child. And even though I have a GED, I'm also spiritually gifted. So just with a GED, I have enough sense to look at a contract and know where and when it's fucked up. So when people say that, I'm not repeating what I heard someone else say. I'm repeating what I lived and what I know. And that's why I'm not in there. Because it's things I was not willing to do. And I wasn't willing to sell my soul. And plus, I see what they did to my father, the late, great Mr. Excitement, Jackie Wilson. And I know a lot more about his case. And I know he didn't have a heart attack. I know he didn't fall forward off the stage. I know he didn't go into a coma and never woke up. And I was beaten and tortured. And every time he would wake up and try to get up like Nipsey did, he was beaten and drugged again for almost 9 years. Because there are different types of kill, depending on the entity and the energy of the person. Nipsey reminds me of my father. That's why Nipsey wasn't just shot in the head and left and died instantly. He was tortured and he was held. Because you think you're so much. You think you're better than me. And you're so arrogant and you're so stubborn and you're so strong. You didn't want to just go along and get along and do what I said and let me stay in the contract and keep the money and do what you're told. You just think you're better and your smart mouth and your attitude. Drag this out. Drag this nigga. Drag this out. Moving from here to there. Drag this out and talk to him in between. Somebody was talking and somebody was on their cell phone when they were doing this to him, and somebody was still on paper, a convicted felon, and somebody was wearing an ankle monitor. It was in his store, in the computer, in the books, and on the phone. These were people this man knew. How cold is that? Just like when I saw the man shooting Sandman Negus behind Big Lucifer's studio, I saw that he was wearing an ankle monitor. And he was. The one they caught. Well, you know, I'm crazy. So look that case up with Sandman Negus and the killer. I know what I see. I see two of them. Two different men that were still on paper. And some of them were Bloods he dealt with, and some were Crips. I know he hired convicted felons, so people can say, well, that could be anybody because they were felons. But what I said to you, everybody in the store did not have an ankle monitor on and was not on paper and was not a snitch and the fucking Fed. So I might be wrong. I might be crazy. But I see the serial number on the ankle monitors as one of them young niggas is wearing on the right fucking side. All you got to do is prove I'm wrong, because y'all like to do that. Y'all like to call me names. Not the people that love me and donate to me and support me. So I'm not vague. Like I said, I don't like people to be vague with me. I'm not being vague with you. I am telling you some details. One of them also had a key to that stove and was in cahoots with the nigga in that damn T-Mobile with a bitch that was also in the T-Mobile. And Big Lucifer was all... See, this was an elaborate thing here. It's not something you just plan overnight and 2-3 niggas in a truck put it together. It was also on a corporate level. The shit took a lot of time to coordinate this shit. They didn't just decide in 2 weeks to put this shit together. I don't know if there was a carnival. Some type of carnival nearby, if it wasn't on that street, or some type of activity like a carnival or like a movie set or some shit like that there, or some game or some shit like that. Y'all out in California, y'all know if I'm lying or not. You just go back, or if you remember, you go back and check the dates and see what's in it. Kind of amusement, or movie set, or fast, some shit like that. With like some make-believe shit was going on. You know, that's a carnival. That's some make-believe shit. That's cartoon and stuffed animals, motherfucker clown and balloon and shit and cotton candy and funnel cake and or some movie that's make believe. But this shit got my head hurt. I haven't even read to you the notes this nigga got here. So you know there will be another part. Oh, goddamn, it's 125. I'm so glad. I hope this takes this time I was able to do it, and it fucked up my first one. That's gone. But anyway, I'm glad it did because I got into even more things and deeper things. And I love you. Thank you for loving me and supporting me for this segment of AKT Celebrity Reads, Nipsey Hussle's Halloween edition, and Message to His Baby Mother, and other people that he's tying into this. I think, what is this part for? I love you. I'll talk to you soon.